Okay, so I believe we're recording now. So today we're inside an abandoned pub in Preston called the Old Dog Inn. Now this pub is actually quite a historic old pub because it actually opened in the 1750s. It was built and opened in the 1750s. Quite an old one, and it was very famous in its day, but it only actually closed just under 3 years ago in July of 2018, and it's pretty trashed. As you can see, you've got some old tables over there. As you can see, like some old tables. You've got some up here, you've got all of the beer glasses. So over here we've got another one. This, I don't know exactly what this used to be. It could have been just probably just a coat stand, probably. And yeah, there's the front entrance. So I could open that and walk out there if I wanted to. But I'm not going to, because that's just a bit dodgy. Yeah, so just thought I'd come and give a walk around, just show what's left really, and how it's gone into such a state in the space of just 3 years. Look, as you can see up there, you've got fish bowls, £5 each, ask at bar, and this is the bar, and it's only rubble now, no fish bowls. So yeah, I can show you the upstairs as well, because this was an inn as well, so it did have rooms, like residential rooms as well. So that would be an exit, fire exit. You've got a toilet there. Let's turn the torch off up here. You've got up here loads of old carpet and wooden floors. Now it's a little bit dangerous up here. I didn't want to have to come up here, but I am going to. Here you go. So we're inside one of the old rooms. This would have been, if this would have been a hotel room, it would have been quite a rich one. You can see there's an old fireplace over there. You've got just old bits of rubbish. This is kind of weird because you can actually, I know a way up there, you can get up there, and I will go up there later, but it's not I'm not going to climb up that for anyone that's wondering, because that's just a bit too dangerous. If that all topples over and I have an injury and no one knows I'm in here, and I'm not doing it basically. You can see it's all been smashed up, and that's because people squat the building. People, you know, come in, trash it up, take stuff from the roof, take stuff from the floor, like the copper and the lead and all that. They just basically come and trash it basically. It's not very nice. But look at that. So this was a billiard room. As you can see, it was a billiard room. So this would have been where you could come in and play some games, have a bit of fun, mess around with some friends, and you're staying at the hotel. That's the staircase I just came up. I'll be going back down there later, and I'll be going back to the bar. I will be going right. I mean, this floor's quite dodgy as well. I don't like the feel of this floor because there's literally carpet covering over any potential dangers in the floor. So you need to be careful what you step on, really. So in here, I'm going to turn my torch on because it's quite dark in here. We've got a barrel here. It's obviously had some sort of beer in it. Don't know what, Carlsberg Tetley. Really watery lager. Yes, yes, yes. And there you go, you've got a notice board. So the 1st of November 2017. You've got all of the Old Dog Inn. I'll be getting some photos of all of this, hopefully, and yeah, I'll be doing a compilation. but I need to make sure I'm keeping an eye on my recordings. It's in 20-minute clips each, and I don't want to think it's still recording when it's not, if it isn't, unless it goes on to another one, of course. But yeah, so we've got some actual iced tea. Is there a date on this? Doesn't look it. May 2021. So people obviously do come in and out of here. In these drawers, it's not an awful lot in there. I'm not going to go through there because it could be someone's personal documents. This could have been someone's private room, so I'm not going to show any of that. Look at that. So we got line clean. Obviously we're going to get a bit of a glare from the torch. I'll try my best to do. As you can see, you've got all those different alcohols. We've got Foster's, Strongbow, John Smith's, Kronenberg, Strongbow Dark Fruit, Guinness, each cask scale that on. And then you've got all the different till operations up here. So this would have been some kind of like private staff room, I'd imagine. So this is probably like where they did all the work in here, like the manager's office possibly. And up here we've got a piece of paper. That's someone's personal license. I won't put that in, and I'll blur it if it did capture it, because I'm not going to put that in. It's just a bit rude, isn't it? So this was obviously the plan of what everyone did. You've got all the prices of the different alcohols. It's obviously just going to glare a bit when I put a big torch like Rolf on one spot, so you can't see what it says. What else we got in here? Yeah, this is not safe, this. I don't like this because, yeah, there's holes in the floor, so I've got to be very, very careful that I don't have some sort of injury, or if there's like electric cables still here. So there you go, you got more curtains. I'm going to go up here. See what we got here. There's that's the staircase that leads to the Markhow next door, which is an old nightclub. It used to be the Ritz Cinema about 30 years ago, maybe 30 odd years ago now. There's not much up here really. These used to be all the hotel rooms. Obviously it was an inn, so they wouldn't have been exactly special. You can probably hear Preston Street noises. Apologies if you can hear that, but yeah, these were the rooms. They weren't exactly anything special. They were just kind of standard pub hotel rooms, so they weren't anything special. There's not much else that in here. It's all just ruined up here. So I'll show you the third story. This floor these stairs seem relatively okay. It's just people have been ripping up all the floorboards. That's why I don't feel comfortable up here. Okay, I didn't come in here when I came in here about a few days, maybe about, oh god, there's a pigeon right there. No thank you. Oh, sorry Mr. Pigeon, I'm not going to disturb you and have you flattering in my face. So I'll go down there if the pigeon shifts, otherwise I probably won't bother. There's the hole that leads onto the roof. We've got police tape over a fireplace. I don't think I've seen that in the 17.5 years that I've been on this planet. My throat's going a bit weird. We've got some windows. The windows are pretty dirty and in a pretty sad condition, pretty sad. I don't want to draw attention to myself up here because you never know. I mean, it is Preston, so people in Preston don't care, but you never know if you get some snitch or something. Just don't bother. These are all just empty rooms, pretty much. They're all the same thing, pretty much. Got some curtains there that are pretty ragged up. The vandals have obviously been in, it's quite evident. You don't get this much damage out of 3 years just by nature. That doesn't happen. I mean, look at the state of it. Right, so I'm going to go on to this roof part now. There is actually another building joining up to it called, which was some sort of photography studio. It was some sort of photography. That toilet's been smashed. I climbed up that toilet last time I was here, so someone's obviously been in since and vandalised. I hate the fact that people do that. Ruins it for everyone, ruins it for the developers, ruins it for the owners, ruins it for everyone. I just touched the microphone, so you probably heard a bit of a poof. But oh well. Yeah, I've got to be careful up here. Don't want to run into some squatters who try and mug me. Oh no. Right, to be very, very careful. Right, don't need my torch now, so I can now have two hands on the camera so I can control the focus a bit more. But yeah, like I was saying, this is the roof of the Markhow / Ritz Cinema. So there's the hole that leads into that other building, and you can still get in the Markhow from what I heard, but it was sealed last time I was here. So maybe they're realising, or maybe it's just homeless people, because lots of homeless people go inside there. So I'm not really going to run the risk going in there, and you just might not want to fall down there. I'm just saying, if you fall down there, chances are you just I don't know, words cannot explain, but you probably get the idea. So you got the side of the building up there. It's just a rooftop really, and I'll briefly show you in here. It is quite dangerous in here, so yeah. So you've got an old fire exit push bar that's just loose on the roof. Never thought I'd see that. Oh. So we've got an old bottle. This place hasn't been used since 1963, which is a very, very long time. So the chances are you are going to find little old things like that just lurking around. There will be some new things because people will come in and out of here, but I really don't feel like this is very safe. Right, I'm going to get my torch out up here because there's literally no lighting. Wow. Okay, my battery's running low, so I'll have to swap that very soon indeed. Holy mackerel. Right, I'll be very careful up here. I'll just have to carefully climb up. This really isn't safe up here. You've got little bits of old remnants here and there. I'm on live view filming quite a lot, so, and I want to take pictures later on, so I think I'll use this last bit of battery wisely. But oh my goodness, look at the state of that. If you fall down there, there is absolutely no chance you're gonna have a story to tell. Just never, ever. Film reels, you can see here, these are all film reels. So these would have been for, you could have played these in the cinema. They're film reels, very old. You don't get those nowadays. They're retro stuff, that. Got some old bottles again. So dangerous in here. Literally, I didn't want to have to come up here. I wasn't expecting to, and there's actually a shop operating right underneath. This newspaper is probably from, I think it's from the 1960s. There's a shop operating right underneath it, so I've got to be careful, because I don't want that guy to be freaked out, because he will know. Because this is right underneath the shop, so I'm just going to briefly have a quick look in here, and then I'm going to be back straight in the pub again. Yeah, this is just not safe anymore, is it? This really isn't safe. I'm gonna fall through the floor at this rate. You can see how old the door is. Oh. Old recipe iron brew can, very nice. And glass windows up here. Pretty nice to say that I managed to get up here, but it's pretty dangerous. I didn't want to have to come up here, but I have done. So there's an old bottle down there. I've got to hold my torch so I can't zoom in and focus. Very annoying. If only I had 3 hands. I've got to get down there. Oh dear. I'll give you a quick show of what's in here, but I won't be able to be very long because there's a shop right below, operating right down there. So I've literally got to be in and out. So a hole in the floor there, bending, very dangerous. And yeah, there's the staircase from earlier. It's too dangerous in here, and the guy's gonna hear me, so I've got to be quiet. Gotta get out before he sort of figures out my plans. So yeah, I'll get back in the pub now and I'll be out. Okay, so I'm going to film this bit of the video on my phone because I'm running low on battery on my camera and I want to take pictures as well. So this is part of the back staff area. So this is the back staff area. Down here, this is actually the hatch that led down to the cellar where they had all the beer kegs and all that. So I'm just going to carefully come back down here. And there you go. Obviously I'm not going to walk straight across there. I can go around to the other side because it's flooded. I went through that last time I came here and it was pretty bad, I'll say that. It was, I was literally soaked. I'll get a few pictures of the kitchen, I think, and then I think I'll be off. So here's the back room of the kitchen. You've got all the signs for the pub. And in here you've got this is the actual main kitchen, and there's the bar where they served all the food and all of that. It's pretty cool if you ask me, and that's the door that leads into the main pub. And there's the bar. I climbed through that once, not knowing that opened. That was pretty dumb, but anyway, I'll continue taking pictures now. So I've just noticed there's the main pub, and I've just walked in here and here's a toilet. I don't know which gender it was. That's obviously not clear. I mean, if it's a women's one, I'm a bit naughty. But yeah, you've got all this tape here saying do not use, so it's obviously out of action for a bit of time. So yeah, that's another cool thing, I suppose. You've got the paper towel thing, or is that a hand dryer? It could be either one of those. And someone's left their bottle of Alka-Pop in here. I don't think I'll be taking a swig out of that, frankly. Yeah, that's pretty much what's in here. Okay, so I'm now down in the other side of the cellar. I just came down those stairs, crawled under a door, and nearly kneeled on glass. Yeah, pretty not dodgy. And now we've got this, so we've got a pipe that's leaking water. That's dangerous, because if there's power on in here and that happens, if somehow the power comes back on, like if there's power in here and you've got all that, that's ridiculously dangerous, that. Like, don't get me started about how dangerous that is. So through here, we've got just a little boring room with a few beer kegs and canisters. And this is the other side of that water room, and that leads to nowhere. So that's obviously been blocked off at some point. And there you go, there's the other side. I'm going to get pictures down here just before I leave. So yeah. So another cool thing I found is this Strongbow Carnival hat. Kind of interesting. Found that on the stairs. Must have been some pub festival. Strongbow sponsored in here at some point. I don't even know. Alright, so we're in the back of the pub area, and this is where they used to have seating out here, quite obviously. This is their beer garden equivalent. That's the gate there. There's the rest of the pub. I'm just going to show you what's in here, because this is just some like extra little shed sort of thing. There's not much in here, it's all just rubble. Not very interesting, but yeah, I'd say the whole pub itself is interesting enough. So here's another thing, the old signage is in that shed, the old dog in sign. It's kind of been stashed here. Kind of cool, that's years ago that. So there it is. That was the old dog inn for you, right there. So I'm going to end this recording right here, right now, before it gets dark. That was Preston's old dog inn pub, basically. It's pretty poor condition for only 2.5-3 years worth of damage. It's obviously had a lot of vandalism and stealing of valuable metals. Anyway, enough of that. It is quite an unsafe building now, so if you are going to go in at your own risk. If you go in, I'm not responsible if you injure yourself or if something else bad happens, if you damage some of your property or something. It's not my responsibility. Go in at your own risk, and same applies for any other buildings as well. Anyway, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, share this video with anyone you know, and yeah, subscribe if you're new around here, and yeah, thanks all for watching, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.